Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted. I've got a cool project that I'm starting and I think you're gonna want to check this out. I'm gonna do the whole build from start to finish. Here we go. As many of you know, I created an Iron Man suit, 3D printed, back in 2022. One of the funnest projects that I've made, super proud of it, taking it to a number of different children's hospitals and charity events. We're going to make a really cool outfit that's going to go along with it. For any of you who like Spider-Man, this Spider-Man 2099 suit, not the blue suit, but this is the white and red suit, is amazing. DO3D has this suit out there for $99, and I believe they have a 40% off spring sale. I don't know if that's still going or not. But if you can get a hold of this file, the details in this are pretty remarkable. And what I'm going to do is walk you through the entire build and how I put this together. And we'll go ahead and start off with, the easiest part, the helmet. And I'll show you how I walk through that. But this is going to be an absolute blast. I can't wait to put this together. If you want to know how to scale helmets and armor, go check out the video that I made. I'll put the link to the tutorial below. But you can scale armor to your head, your body, exactly to the size you need it. And once you have that determined, you can then go into your slicer, put it to the size that you scaled it to, and then get ready to start printing. Now we have the scale to the appropriate size. We can put it in our slicer. I use Cura. You may use something different, and that's completely fine. Let me show you how I position this on my CR10S. The build plate is only 300 by 300 by 400. So in order to get this to sit appropriately, I actually angled this a little bit. And the reason I did is I wanted to bring this jawline a little flat to the build plate. And you're just dealing with less support material in order to do that. So let me do this to make it easier. I'm going to bring it back first, make sure that jawline's flat, and then I'm going to angle it. It's just easier to do it that way. And then you're not moving on multiple planes. So something like that. And that allowed me to get in here and, put some supports on these eyes so I didn't necessarily run into the face shield with those support columns. So I would put support columns all the way through here across each eye. I believe I did, some under here, and I put some on the ears, and got that all. There we go. There we go. Something like that. Just you've got to kind of slice this and look to where you're going to need your supports on your largest overhangs. But I went through and I did, the base rim and then this upper rim, and got that all situated. But then there's this middle piece, excuse me, in here. And you know that I am not a fan of putting supports in the middle of my helmets. I just, there's no need for it. So what I do is I just block that out. And the reason being is this is on enough of an angle, that curvature, where you don't need to waste that support material. Okay. So now as far as settings, I just used standard settings. My quality was 0.2. I didn't get crazy on stuff. I had 3 walls. My infill, I had 15% at gyroid. For my material, I was just using PLA Plus. I like to print that at 210 on the hot end and 65 for the build plate. Your settings may be slightly different. That's fine. On my speed, I was overall at a print speed of 60, which is slow. There are some printers out there that are going to be much faster. I have a printer coming that's going to be much faster than this, and I can't wait to use that. So, and then for supports, I generated my own supports, as you were seeing there. And for build plate adhesion, I did a raft and just one single layer with a raft margin of 5. And then I sliced it, and I know this works because I've printed it, and it came out really nice. So let me show you what that looks like on the printer. Here we are. This is what it looked like while it was printing, and you can see that the quality was coming out amazing. Now this one I printed in a textured version. I'm going to reprint this in the smooth, non-textured version for my actual suit, but I really like this textured version. It looks just amazing, and the quality, look at this, it just came out so amazingly well. No supports on the top, underneath side of that helmet, and look at how amazing that came out. Just fantastic. Won't be a lot of post-production work on this. Let's talk a little bit about the mesh eyes and the frame that goes around the eye. I put these in this position specifically for the frame and for the mesh eyes, and placed supports under here. Let me get a little bit of a closer shot. And then I also placed supports under here and right here, all the way across, and I went up. Now, this support is way too big. A 7 I would not recommend, because you're going up into now the mesh and around the front of the iframe. You'd probably be safer to go with like a 4 on your dimensions, but you get the idea. You need to have support. In fact, let me just change this. You need to have support, under here, all the way across, and all the way across here on the iframe. And then you need to make sure there's support going all the way up. Now, I didn't have any problem with these iframes. In fact, they printed extremely well. And I was just using my Creality CR10S. As long as your printer is well calibrated, it's not so much about the settings. I used the same default settings here that I did on the helmet, and it came out really, really nice. Let's go take a look at the print where they're actually printing on the CR10S. Here they are, nice and smooth. I did a black pair and a red pair, and they came out phenomenally well. Again, it's just about printer calibration. They will work perfectly for you. Let's talk magnets. In this helmet, there are a number of holes, and everybody always wants to know, what size magnets do you use? Well, that answer depends, because if you scale up the helmet or scale down the helmet, these holes are going to change shape. You will need to measure either in your slicer or just simply with a ruler the diameter and the depth of these holes, so that you know what kind of magnets to get. I did not use a magnet in every single hole. I didn't find it was necessary. If you go online, this is just eBay, you can find some really good neodymium magnets that are extremely powerful. They come in a variety of sizes and shapes. Go out, get the ones that you need. You just have to make sure that the polarity when you glue in these magnets, and I just use regular CA glue, and I'm just grabbing that now so you can see. This is what I use, and it comes with an accelerant. It's very, very powerful glue, so don't get it on your fingers. And when I hope, see if I can do this with one hand, there's a little notch that goes right in there, and you can hear that click into place, and it's not going to come loose. I had the same with the back. Now on these, I did put a magnet on every single hole, and it gives really good connection. So not something that you have to do, but that's what I did. You can also see these black mesh eyes that I printed really came out nice. You can see through them perfectly, and nobody can see your eyes. It might seem like they can when you can look through that and see my desk on the other side, but you really can't see through those eyes. So the magnets are, part of the build. Get yourself the right size magnets depending on how you scaled your helmet, and you should be good to go. Now, a lot of people might want to just leave this the way it is. You can see the quality of these eyepieces, and you can see the quality of this helmet, even all the way up at the top. There really are very little imperfections. This just turned out so nice. Or you can sand this down. Now, like I said, I'm going to be doing the smooth version of this helmet. I did the textured version of this helmet because I think this helmet looks really cool. It looks like I had a pad come out of the helmet that kept it up a little bit, but it looks really cool with my Batman armor. So I'm going to do redo the helmet in the non-textured version, because the rest of the suit is going to be in the non-textured version as well. I have the chest piece or chest pieces printing on both my Elegoo Neptune 3 Max as well as the CR10S. I will post a video on those and how I'm positioning those. So a lot of these videos that I'm going to be releasing are about how to position the pieces and to get them to print successfully, and then we're going to get into putting it all together, what that's going to look like, how that's going to attach to an undersuit, and then we'll talk about, painting and post-production and all of that. So I hope that you found this tutorial on this helmet build helpful, and stay tuned, like and subscribe, because more videos are going to be coming out as I put this entire build and this suit together. So follow along if you want to put one together yourself. This is going to be a great project. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you.